What is up, guys, and welcome to the show. So is this official? Is the debate actually over? Is Michael Jordan officially the GOAT of professional basketball? Like, is this a way? I don't know who this magazine actually is with. It just says celebrating the GOAT. I'm not too sure if it's like a Life or anything like that. Usually Life kind of puts these magazines out kind of like this and stuff like that. So I'm assuming that this is a Life publication. I'm actually assuming. Let's see here if it says. Published by Bear. So yeah, I'm not too sure exactly who this publication is with, but according to this publication, the debate is actually over. LeBron James is in fact not the GOAT. Michael Jordan is in fact the GOAT. I don't think so. I think LeBron James is still 100% the GOAT. I think Michael Jordan was really overrated. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he was really entertaining to watch. I've been watching basketball since the late 80s, all the way up until and including today. And I think, granted, he did some pretty amazing things. He basically back in the 90s, like, basketball was huge. It was like 20 times what it is right now. Like, everybody and their dog was would watch NBA basketball when it came on television. Like, it was just everywhere. Like, basketball was huge back in the 90s. So you kind of actually even take the game of when this guy ruled in the 90s. You take that game and you transfer it today. It's a whole different game today. Like the NBA game of basketball, it was a lot different than it was back then. The defense seems a little bit better. The players seem a little bit better. Like, so would this guy have been as good as he was then? Like today, would he be just as good? My answer is no. He wouldn't have been as good. Like if he debuted in, let's say, 2000, I don't know, 8, 9, and is still playing basketball to this day, he wouldn't have been as good as he was back in the 90s. And I'll tell you that for sure. Even if he was at the same age as he was when he debuted, like, he wouldn't have been as good as he was today. You take LeBron James and you put him back in the 90s when this guy ruled and dominated, would LeBron James have been any good? Yes, he would have. He would have been better than what he is right now. And yeah, this guy's retired. So you also take that into account that LeBron James is still catching up. Yes, granted, he did it basically with one team that LeBron James is doing it with, I think, going on his 5th or 6th team since he really joined the NBA. This guy really did it with, pretty much just with one team. So, I mean, take that into the granted, yeah, okay, but he's still retired. LeBron James has still a lot of time left to really catch up to the few. I don't think that there's many, actually, records or stuff that this guy holds that LeBron James hasn't. I think there's only about 2 or 3 last time I actually really counted. Pretty much everything else LeBron James has surpassed him on. So I think LeBron is pretty much the GOAT, will be the GOAT once he retires. I definitely don't think that this is over just yet. I don't think that Michael Jordan is officially the GOAT, even though that, a lot of people are saying that he is, you know what I mean? Like, apparently this magazine has declared it over and he's the GOAT, but I don't think so. I really don't believe that he is. A lot of people are saying that, other basketball players are the GOAT. Let me know who you think the GOAT is. Who's your GOAT? Like, who's the GOAT? When you're like, when you think of basketball, you immediately think of him. I think of LeBron James. LeBron James is definitely the GOAT. In my opinion, I definitely don't think that this debate is over, and I think that this continues. Jordan was good. Like, don't get me wrong, Jordan was good. He did a good job. He was very entertaining to watch, and I think he was the reason, really, why basketball was as big as it was in the 90s. That, he probably had a lot to do with it, for sure, but I still don't think he's the GOAT at all. I think LeBron James is definitely either there or, surpassing him, or has fully actually surpassed him for sure. But let me know what you guys think. You know, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and much, and we'll check in the next video. Let me know what you guys think. Is he the GOAT or not? I say hell no.